Salutations, YouTube, and guess what? I finally watched a full-fledged Toronto Maple Leafs hockey game last night for the first time in what seems like weeks. With the thrill of theater over Christmas in the books, last night I found myself with nothing but time for once. And we watched the Leafs play the Blue Jackets in Columbus. This was one of those games where it's funny, like when they go on the Christmas break, they're not off for that long, relatively, but they're home for a few days. They're stuffing themselves with turkey and food and all that stuff, and it doesn't take long for them to kind of fall out of that routine, right? So that first game back after the Christmas break, they always say can be a tough one, with just relaxing, eating, enjoying family, and not even thinking about hockey maybe. So it was one of those situations last night where this was the Leafs' first game after the Christmas break, but it was Columbus's second game as they had played the night before. So you kind of wondered if they had the advantage, even though they were playing back-to-back nights. They had gotten that first game in, and maybe that would give them the edge in that game versus Toronto coming off a lazy break. That being said, the Leafs definitely had the advantage. Now, Columbus is a good team, one of the top teams in the East. One of the teams vying to be the top teams in the East, but the Leafs are still a lot better than them, and it showed last night. Overall, it was a fast-paced game. It was close, but the Leafs just had that edge all night. Tavares got them on the board early with 2 goals in the first period. The first one was kind of this double deflection between him and Kadri that almost looked accidental on his part, but his second one was not accidental. It was a roof glove side quick shot too. It was unbelievable. And then the rest of the game, Marner got the Leafs' 3rd goal. Gauthier got the Leafs' 4th goal. He's starting to put the puck on net, and he's starting to really look like a valuable 4th-line center. And that's what they did all night long. They rolled all 4 lines. All 4 lines contributed. I thought the D played pretty well. Ozhiganov was back in the lineup. Justin Holl had been in for the last couple games in his place for some reason. I didn't really hear why, but I thought he had a pretty strong game. I thought Zaitsev had one of his strongest games of the year, and then the rest of the guys were great. Hainsey is steady as usual. Riley is just Riley. That guy's unbelievable this year. And and then the forwards, like I said, it was just 4 lines. It was just a total team effort, and they gave Sparks the first game of this back-to-back because they play the Islanders tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, but they gave Sparks the first game, whereas he usually gets the second game in back-to-back situations. But I think in this instance, they wanted to give Freddie that extra bit of a break, encompassing the Christmas holiday and in through that game there, and give him the second of the back-to-back to get him a bit more rest. So it worked last night, and hopefully it works again tonight. So they ended up, they were up for a while, I think 3-0 maybe, and then it went 3-1, and they were up 4-1, but Columbus got a goal late to make it 4-2, and pulled their goalie to try and get a couple more, but it didn't work out, and the Leafs held on and got the win. So, yeah, and I think the only person not in the lineup now is Hyman, if I'm figuring things correctly. But Trevor Moore has been called up, and he's actually chipped in a couple assists over the last few games, so he's been playing well for being a call-up. So overall, everything's still rolling for the Leafs. Their power play got a goal last night. It went 1 for 2, whereas it had been kind of hit and miss lately. It had a lot of offers. They're still 5th or 6th in the league right now, but probably from all that early season success. But hopefully it'll continue to get better and start putting up more regular numbers. So that's my summary of the game. Overall, great team effort. They did have the edge all night long over Columbus. Columbus was never really, you just got that feeling that the Leafs are going to win no matter what. It was their game. Hopefully they get back to Toronto and to take on Tavares' old team, the Islanders, tonight, and they can pull out another 2 points and make it a successful back-to-back after the break, and continue to build on that. So we will see you tomorrow morning for the Islanders report. Until then, happy hockey watching.